What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Crossing Void video. It's your boy Play, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Christmas event, and I'll also be going over what, in my opinion, should be the top 3 things that you must prioritize if you are free to play during the holiday event. So let's see how great this new holiday event is. So as you may already know, from the 11th of December all the way until the 31st, Crossing Void is having a Christmas holiday event in which you can earn limited waifu illustrations, a bunch of rewards, and also get some limited tickets. So let's take a look at that. Today is the 12th, so you have 18 days left. That should be plenty of enough time to actually get 3 to 4 items from the exchange shop. That should also be plenty of time for you to pick up all of the illustrations from the mission area. If you are a new player, I would still highly recommend that you participate in the Christmas Wonderland event, which is going on right now. Even if you can't get every single thing from the exchange shop, at least you can aim for those limited illustrations. You can get any of those rewards, any of those illustrations, just by playing the game. So the very first thing that I want to take a look at is this Flappy Saku. Unfortunately, it won't open up until the 18th. However, this is going to be a little mini game that's very similar to Flappy Birds that's going to open up on the 18th. I believe you get an unlimited amount of runs. However, only 3 runs actually count towards a reward, and I believe that the reward is about 20 candy canes, and that's the event currency for the holiday event here. So I believe it's like about 20 candy canes, and you can do that, I believe, up to 3 times a day. I'm not too sure since it's not open yet, but I guess we'll see. But that's just another way that you can actually get event currency. Next up is the Christmas Wish missions. So these actually give the coveted waifu illustrations. So in that stocking there, you go into the missions and you'll actually be able to unlock all of these illustrations for each one of these characters. Now, don't feel like you have to get every single one. You can if you want to. Just by playing through the event and farming the dungeons, you can unlock these illustrations. Everything that you need to do in order to unlock your favorite one is going to be down here at the bottom. As you can tell from my screen, I already picked up Asuna. She was the very first one that I got. I went straight after her illustration because I wanted to make sure that I got hers. It didn't take me that long. It took me about a day's worth of energy, and this is just free energy. The great thing about farming through the event is that you'll also be completing the missions for each of these characters. You'll get EXP food items, you'll get potions, you'll get coins, you'll get dust for those special weapons. You'll also get food for affinity, and you'll also get free energy. So each character will give you 120 energy. So as long as you complete the missions, you'll get some of that energy that you used back from completing the missions for each character. Next up is going to be the Christmas World dungeons. Here is where you'll farm those candy canes, and that's actually the event currency that will help you complete limited missions. You'll also be able to use those candy canes for the exchange shop, and by farming these dungeons, you'll also be able to get gacha tickets and gingerbread men in order to purchase event buffs. Next up is the bonus, which is this little turkey that's here. This is something new compared to the previous event. Here you can actually purchase account buffs that will help you earn more event currency, or even give you an attack or defense buff if you're having a difficult time clearing any of the dungeon stages. These buffs simply help you farm the event at a faster rate because they make your character stronger. You can use the gingerbread currency, which you earn in the Christmas dungeons, to actually purchase these buffs. So as you're farming the dungeons, you'll earn candy canes, which are going to be used in the exchange shop, and gingerbread men, which can be used here in this buff shop, I guess you can call it. So far, it seems that the level cap for each buff is going to be level 5. Next up is going to be the exchange shop, which is going to be this little gingerbread guy here. As you farm through the Christmas Wonderland dungeons, you're going to earn candy canes, and those candy canes, you can actually use them to purchase exclusive items from the exchange shop. All right, moving on to things that you need to prioritize if you are free to play like me. Number 1 is going to be grabbing those limited gacha tickets. So as you're working through the event dungeons, make sure that you definitely pick up these limited gacha tickets. So you can actually pick up to 6 tickets, and you can use these tickets for any limited banner. Right now, the limited banner is going to be Dual Blades Kirito. So if you want to go ham on him and you say, you know what, play, I don't have any limited tickets, make sure you pick those up. It gives you 6 free tries at pulling for Kirito in his limited banner. If you were to purchase all 6 limited gacha tickets, it's going to run you 1,920 candy canes. The most you can earn in a dungeon stage without that buff from the candy canes is going to be 45. So if you're running the 4th stage, let me show you here real quick. If you're running any 4th stage on any of these down here, Snow Cabin, Moon Cabin, Time Cabin, or Flower Cabin, you're going to earn 45 candy canes if you're running the 18 energy run. So it's going to take you a total of 43 runs or 774 energy without the bonus buffs in order to grab all 6 tickets. So make sure that you prioritize what you want in the shop. And as long as you're farming the dungeons for your favorite waifu illustrations, you're going to go through those 774 energy pretty quick. All right, number 2 and number 3 on the list, I guess you can kind of put them together because it's something that you're going to be doing kind of at the same time. So let me just go into the buffs here real quick. So we're going to go into the bonus turkey here. So the number 2/3 priority is going to be making sure that you grab the level 5 buff. The candy cane buff you'll actually be able to purchase after 50 runs. You'll have enough to purchase the level 5 candy cane drop for a total of 15 extra candy canes per run. So if you run the 18 energy stage, you'll get 45 candy canes. And if you have the level 5 unlocked already, you'll get an additional 15 candy canes. So that's a total of up to 60 candy canes per 18 energy that you run. So it really helps you out, especially if you're free to play and you're trying to maximize the amount of event currency that you're getting. You want to keep in mind that you get 3 gingerbread men for 18 energy. So in 50 runs, you'll earn 150 gingerbread. And the way that you purchase these is for level 1, it's going to cost you 10 gingerbread men. For level 2, it's going to cost you 20 gingerbread men. For level 3, it's going to cost you 30. For level 4, it's 40. And then level 5, it's going to cost you 50 gingerbread men. So keep in mind that each level, you do have to purchase those individually. So 936 energy is the total amount of energy that you're going to spend getting these gingerbread men. Now, if you remember, you actually get 120 energy from those waifu illustrations if you're doing those at the same time. Since there's a total of 6 characters, each character gives you 120 energy. So if we add them all up, you actually get 720 free energy just from completing their missions. So 936 minus 720 energy comes out to 216 energy. So you'll only have to spend 216 energy in order to get the level 5 buffs. So definitely make sure that you pick up those candy cane buffs as you go along. So as you get 10 gingerbread, make sure you buy that level 1. As you get 20 gingerbread, make sure you buy that level 2. As you get 30 gingerbread, make sure you buy that level 3, so on and so forth. Make sure that you buy them as soon as you have enough in order to maximize the amount of candy canes that you actually get per run. Number 3 limited waifu illustration. So that's why we're all here. That's why I'm here. I'm here to pick up each one of these characters. So each of these characters has an unlockable illustration that you can put as your background image. Well, I guess not really background image, but kind of like your cover art. So as you can see here, I have Asuna already unlocked. If you have that character, you can go into the journal. So you'll go into the character, you'll go into their journal, and then you can select the cover that you want for them. Once you unlock the Christmas holiday illustration, you can go ahead and select it, and it'll appear there on your screen. So each one of those characters has an unlockable illustration and a little bonus after you complete all of their missions. So the great thing about these is that if you want to maximize the rewards that you receive, you should try your very, very best to unlock each illustration. So there are 6. It might seem like you have to do a lot, but if you look at their missions, you can kind of knock out more than one at one time. So not only are you going to earn a total of 720 energy from completing all of their missions, but you're also going to get food items. You'll get 10 fragments per character. You'll get potions and gold. The best way to complete these is to try to complete as many missions as you can at one time. So for example, when I was trying to unlock Asuna, I brought a cleanser on my team so that while I was farming for her missions, I was also completing Mikoto's missions, which is to remove allies debuffs. So as you can tell here, you have missions that say purify allies debuffs 15 times, purify debuffs 30 times, purify debuffs 45 times. So as I was working on completing her missions, I made sure as I was farming the dungeon, I brought someone that can dispel those debuffs. It was the same with Kuroneko. As I'm working on Mikoto's stage, which is going to be the snow cabin, I made sure to bring a character that can actually strip buffs from the enemy. So as I'm completing Mikoto's mission, I'm also completing Kuroneko's mission. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're working through the dungeons. Make sure that you bring one of those two as soon as you complete one. Make sure you bring a different character as you're farming the dungeons. That way you can tackle 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, you might be asking, well, why shouldn't I just get one illustration and be done with it, right? What's the big deal? Can't I just get my favorite waifu and be done? So the great part about unlocking their illustration is that you can then send that character a special holiday party invitation. So all the characters that you unlock and send an invitation will actually show up to the prom party. And that prom party is going to be here on the main screen. And at that prom party, each one of those characters will actually bring you a present on Christmas Eve. So as you can see here, prom will open on 12/24. So each character will join the party bringing you a present. And in that present, you can actually get equipment shards, energy, star-up medals, and EXP items. So the more characters you unlock, the more presents you can open on Christmas Day from your favorite waifus. Make sure you try to complete all of their missions so you can get them sweet, sweet rewards. Just to show you an example here, I'm gonna go ahead and complete Mikoto's mission. So I'm gonna get all of my character fragments. Here's gonna be the little invitation. Let's see what this says. To Mikoto, Merry Christmas. I prepared a Christmas party, but the power is out. Mikoto must come. I'm gonna go ahead and send her that invite. Once you send them that invite in your inbox, you're going to receive the illustration. So here it is. Mikoto Misaka, I got your Christmas prom invitation. Thanks. Unless something unexpected happens, I'll definitely be there on time. I was going to ask if I could bring my roommate, but she got judgment work on that day, so never mind. So I've unlocked the illustration. I'm going to go ahead and claim that. Now, if I go to her character, I'm going to go ahead and set that as my cover image. So here's that illustration. There you go. There you have it. If you want to make sure you have that limited illustration, make sure you go in and complete all of their missions. All right, next up is going to be I would say the real number 2 and number 3 on the list, the priority list, and this is going to be from the exchange shop. Make sure that you grab the S-rated equipment after the limited gacha tickets. So I mentioned this before. Make sure that you purchase all of these. These give you 6 chances to pull on the limited banner. There is no other way to pull on the limited banner except for using your MyGo. If you're free to play, you're gonna wanna save that MyGo for energy refreshes, okay? Next up, after the exchange tickets, make sure that you pick up this S-rated equipment. So from here, you can actually select up to 4 pieces of equipment. Make sure that you check the actual skills or the description to ensure that you select the one that's going to help your core unit the best. Now, the Goku ones here, these are going to be great on Makoto or Shana because they have a damage dealt of bleeding increases by 13.5%. The second, third equipment that you have there is going to be defensive pieces. So the second one, which is like this game board one here, these pieces, these are going to reduce the damage taken. So I would say these would be great on a healer or a healer support. The last one is probably the one that I'm going to pick up. I have one of each except for that UFO model, and the last one seems pretty OP. It actually increases the healing effect by 6%. So I might pick that up and put that on a support in order to increase my healing output. Check your core team, check to see what's best for you, and pick accordingly. Now, in order to buy all 4 pieces of equipment, it's gonna run you a total of 1,600 candy canes. So if you were to purchase all of them without the level 5 buff, it's gonna be 36 runs or 648 energy. If you purchase with the level 5 buff, it's gonna be 27 runs, and this is at 18 energy, for a total of 486 energy. So 648 energy without the buff, 486 energy with the buff. Next up on the list is going to be the rare crystals. Here is another item that you should definitely aim to get. You're going to use these to upgrade the stats of your special equipment there, your S-rated equipment. If you're going to pick up all of these, you can pick up 8 for a total of 800 candy canes. If you're doing it without any kind of buff, it's going to cost you 18 runs at 18 energy for a total of 324 energy. If you run these with the level 5 buffs, getting 60 candy canes per run, it's going to be 14 runs at 18 energy, which is going to be a total of 252 energy. So kind of keep in mind where you want to actually be farming. Any of the dungeons at the level 4 is going to give you the max amount of candy canes per run. So keep that in mind, as well as the gingerbread. You only get 1 per run. Now, when you've bought those 3 things, the limited gacha, the equipment, the shards, make sure to also consider buying these fragments. You can get a total of 10 sets, so make sure that you choose wisely. If you were to pick up all 10 sets of fragments, it's going to cost you 6,200 candy canes without any buffs. So that's going to be about 138 runs or 2,484 energy. If you bought all of the fragments with the level 5 buffs, it's going to run you 104 runs at 18 energy or 1,872 energy. So this is somewhat pricey. That's why it's towards the end, and don't feel like you have to buy all of them. You can always just buy 1 or 2. It's up to you, right? You decide. Next up is going to be the limited background. Now, this background is actually pretty cool. It's like a Christmas theme. However, it will run you 3,600 candy canes. That's about 80 runs. If you do it with the buff, it'll be 60 runs. Without the buff, it's going to be 1,440 energy. With the buffs, the level 5 buff is going to be 1,080 energy. So it just depends on where your priorities are. Next up are the actual hues for the characters. These are pretty cool, I can't lie. All right, I really want to pick up at least one of these, and that's going to be for Asuna. However, they are all pretty cool. I mean, Kirito's is pretty legit. You know, I really like the red and the green scheme that they have going on there. But I'll see if I have enough candy canes to pick up one of those. Another honorable mention are going to be your star up boxes. You can actually purchase up to 10 of these. If you are needing to star up any of your characters, make sure that you pick up some of these, especially if you're only going to be farming the dungeon and you're not going to be farming the story where you can actually farm these up. Everything else is going to be up to you. You always get potions there, and you get some donuts for character experience and some affinity. I wouldn't recommend that you pick those up. I would suggest skip the equipment, character, and coins. All right, make sure you skip those. So keep in mind that what you should choose to go for in this event is going to be whatever is best for you. If you're free to play like me, you might not be able to get everything within the event time frame, so it's extremely important to take a look at your account and see what would help your gameplay. But play, I don't care about progression. I just care about my waifus. Then just go for the limited missions. All right, prioritize completing all of their missions so you can unlock each one of those illustrations. If you only care about pulling on the new limited Kirito banner, then make sure you go straight for those limited tickets. The choice is up to you. All right, guys, that's going to end the video. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on the event and whether or not you plan on farming for all the limited waifu illustrations. Like always, remember to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video and want to see more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.